So you clicked on this video because you're ready for a career change. For whatever reason, your current career just isn't working out anymore. Maybe once you got into the real working world, it wasn't what you thought, or maybe you've just grown and changed, and over time, your needs have changed, and now you're looking for something different. And now you're faced with the task of figuring out what to do next, as well as making it happen. And so my hope is that this video will help you with the first half of that equation, figuring out what to do next. And this is something that I struggled with for a number of years when I was ready to switch careers. I had been working as an engineer for 10 years, and by the time I was ready to switch careers, I really had no idea what to do next, and I also had too many ideas of what I could do next. And I was really in a place where I wanted to be out of that job ASAP, and I didn't want to waste any time going down the quote unquote wrong path. I really wanted to figure out where to go and not have to backtrack and start going down a new path later down the road. And so maybe you're in a similar position as me where you have quite a few ideas, but you're writing them off for one reason or another, or you have a lot of ideas, but you just really struggle to figure out which one to choose, which one is the right one for you. So what is that one simple question that can help you find your direction and get moving forward? Well, I'll tell you what it isn't. It isn't, if money were no object, what would you do? I think we've all heard this a million times. We're all aware of this question. And has it really helped us move the dial? Has it helped us figure out what to do next? I don't think so. If you're anything like me, when I was ready to quit my job, I was feeling really uninspired. I was feeling burnt out. I really wanted to quit as soon as possible. And I really wanted a break. I was feeling tired. And so if money were no object, I would have taken a vacation. I would have just done nothing. I would have been on a beach somewhere. And so that question isn't really helpful if you're feeling really burnt out and tired and kind of over it in your career. So here's what I would ask myself instead. What would you do if time were no object? And here's why this is so important, especially when you're switching careers. A lot of us can write off the right idea for us because we perceive that we don't have time to make it happen, or that it will take too long to make it happen, or that we just want something that we can implement and move on a little bit faster. And I get it. You may have concerns like, well, I don't want to go to my job any longer than I have to. I want to quit tomorrow. I don't want to wait for something to happen that's going to take a long time. Or you may have responsibilities and you may feel, well, how can I go down that route if I have all these responsibilities? I need to take care of those and I can't wait forever to switch careers. And I can share with you the lesson that I learned when I went down this path. And remember, at the time, I really wanted to quit my career tomorrow. I wanted to be out of there. I wanted to find the right idea. I wanted it to be a quick idea. I just wanted to be able to transition as quickly and as soon as possible. But what happened was that led me to think really short term. That led me to quick fixes, and that led me to write off some ideas that were the right idea for me because I perceived that they would take too long to bear fruit. One of those examples is starting a YouTube channel. I had the idea years ago to start a YouTube channel, but at the time I was thinking, well, I don't really have 5 years to wait for a YouTube channel to grow to the point where it can support me financially. And I had a lot of other things going on with this, like a smaller vision than what is possible for YouTube. But I was thinking, how am I going to get the views to get the AdSense to replace my full-time income as an engineer? It's going to take way too long. And well, look where I am now, right? It's like 5 years later, and now I am pursuing YouTube and building this channel. And so that just teaches me, would you rather do it now or would you rather do it later? It's like I had this idea 5 years ago and I could have spent that time building the channel on the side. And instead I waited and decided to come back to it now because I realized, yeah, that's something that I still want to do. And so I don't want to wait any longer and kick this can down the road. I want to just start on it now, have that patience, and let it grow. And so this video can't really answer for you how you're going to make it work, but it's really to help you figure out, what is that direction? What is your heart actually calling you to do? Let's try and ignore all those quick fixes and all of these like get rich quick schemes or whatever that will just ultimately lead to potentially wasting time, and you'll come back around to your really good idea later down the road. So ask yourself, what would I be doing if I didn't take time into account? What would I be doing if the amount of time wasn't an obstacle for me to move forward? Which direction, which path would I choose? And sometimes the answer may be the slower answer. Maybe you'll realize that you want to switch career paths and you need to go back to school for another 4 years. Or you want to start your own business and you're going to need to have that patience to build up your business for however many years it takes for that to happen. And that's just the reality of the situation. And this question can help you understand what is your truth, what is the reality of the situation, so that you can focus your efforts and the time that you have now on the right things. So once you have that answer, it's up to you to figure out how to make that timing aspect work. The time is going to go by regardless. So do you want to spend it figuring out how to make this idea work and starting towards that idea now, even if it will take you, let's say, 4 years to really see it happen? Or do you want to take that detour, ignore that idea, go for the quick fixes, and either come back to that idea down the road or never come back to that idea and always live with kind of that what if I had done it? What if I had gone for it? What would my life look like now? Maybe you would wish that you hadn't compromised and that you had just done it then. And maybe 5 years down the road, you'll decide that you're going to do it then anyways, and you could have saved yourself all that time. So what would you do if time were no object? What would be the choice that you would make? What would be that new career path that you would start to pursue? Ask yourself that question and get really honest with yourself on that answer. And you may find that the reason you're feeling blocked in choosing a certain direction is because you're writing that off, because in your mind you're thinking, that's going to take too long. I don't have that much time. I don't want to wait that long. What are the things that you're saying to yourself with regards to time that are blocking you from that truth? There's always a way forward. It took me like 4 years to finally quit my job and switch careers. And now, almost 5 years later, I've come back to this idea of YouTube, and I'm now pursuing it and building it now and having that patience to build it when, 5 years ago I could have gotten started, and where would my channel be now? So it's really up to you to decide, do I want to make it happen now? Do I want to make it happen never? Or do I want to make it happen 5 years from now or something like that when I finally get fed up enough to pursue that idea? So I hope this one simple question, this reframe, what would you do if time were no object, is helpful for you to think about your situation and maybe help you see where you're blocking yourself from the right path or the next step because you perceive that it will just take too much time. And if it did help you out, and if it did give you something new to think about, then please leave a comment down below and let me know how that went. Give the video a big thumbs up to show your support. I'd really appreciate that. And if you're into this type of content, then consider subscribing for weekly videos like this. And with that, I will see you next week.